I and Harsha, we have known each other for around 8 to 10 months. What you actually did in your first year and your second year?
But JP Morgan was my first company, like big company where I received this interview call.
Engineering is meant to be fun. Enjoy it and learn. Hello everyone, welcome back to channel. So whoever is new to this channel, my name is Sunyul Hossen. I'm an incoming software engineer at Goldman Sachs Warsaw, and in the last video we talked about recessions and layoffs, and we brought on stage a senior meta engineer from London, and he talked about how his closed ones, how his known ones got laid off. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the entire JP Morgan & Chase software engineering internship interview experience from someone who is very close to me. He's a dear friend of mine and he has cracked JP Morgan Glasgow interview. And he's going to join JP Morgan next year as an intern. So we have today Harsha, and Harsha will give you an introduction of himself. So Harsha, over to you. Please, can you give a small introduction of yourself for our audience?
Hello Sanjil Bhaiya and all the viewers. I'm Harsha. I'm currently in my third year from IIT Kottayam. From computer science, I'm studying in computer science. Like, this is my brief intro.
Okay, so thank you Harsha, and it's very good to see you here. And I and Harsha, we have known each other for around 8 to 10 months, actually, approximately, if I can say. And I met Harsha in Tech Maestro channel. So Tech Maestro is basically the channel which we talked about in the last video. It's Karan Bhaiya's channel. So we two met there, and it was actually a nice experience. And today we are going to talk about the interview process of JP Morgan & Chase, how it evolved around the years, and what is the actual process right now, how you should be preparing if you are aiming for JP Morgan & Chase Glasgow. And to be very honest, JP Morgan & Chase Glasgow interview, it's pretty hard to get. Even I tried a lot of times, but after online announcement, I didn't get an interview call. But Harsha here, he has got the interview call, he has cracked the job offer, and we are going to listen to his insights, his complete interview experience, so that you get to perform better. So Harsha, can you tell us and our audience, our family, little bit about your educational background in your school days?
Okay, Bhaiya. Like, in my school days, like till my 10th, I was in CBSE. So then there I was preparing for this IIT and all. From my 8th standard, I began preparing for this IIT JEE. And afterwards, like I joined this Narayana in Madhapur, where like I was shifted from CBSE to the state board. There also we are exclusively preparing for this IIT JEE and all. So after that, in my mains, like I couldn't get good score. Like I got just 97.5 percentile and all. So then I chose this IIT Kottayam, and there I chose the CSC branch. In the 2 years, like 2020 and 2021, like it was a lockdown, so we have completely spent our time in homes. And in 2022 April, like we were called back to the campus. And yeah, this is a brief educational background, Bhaiya.
Thank you so much, Harsha. And let me ask you something. Did you like practice coding before your college days, like in your school days? Did you have that subject? Did you practice it?
No, Bhaiya, I don't have any. Like I didn't have any this coding knowledge and all. Like I don't even know this C++, C and all. And when my first sem, when they were teaching this C++, I know few of my friends like who already know all these things. Like they were a little fast, and I was a little bit scared because I didn't know all these things in my school days or college days. So I used to work a little extra on the building, like learning these all languages and all.
Okay, got it. So if you don't know stuff, you have to work extra hard to know it better than the people around you. So that's exactly what Harsha did.
My college like when lecturers were taking lessons, like most of the guys would give the answers immediately, where I was mostly confused. What is this? What was he telling and all? So I used to spend a lot of time books, like watching YouTube videos and all.
Okay, got it completely. So that's how you improve your knowledge on C and C++. Okay, that's amazing, Harsha. And can you tell me a little bit about your COVID phase? I'm pretty sure you got into college during the COVID period. And what actually this COVID did to you? Like, did it help you in your journey, or did it suppress your progression during the phase?
One benefit what I got is I I was not attending any classes. Mostly I used to, in my first sem, I knew, okay, I need to work extra hard. I used to follow this Quora post, this link. No, I didn't have LinkedIn, but Quora, I used to read many things on this ICPC. I know all these things. We need to focus most on data structures, this ICPC things and all. So then I was not feeling any interest towards college, these classes and all.
Okay, got it. So, the COVID period helped you to self-learn and self-study instead of going to classes regularly, attending those boring lectures. I'm already out of college, so I can't say that the lectures are actually boring. So, Harsha, we are not talking right now about the elephant offer of JP Morgan and Chase, but before that, I would want to know what you actually did in your first year and your second year.
Okay, but yeah, in my first year, mostly it was online, right? I was reading all this Quora post, and there were some blogs of CP and all this YouTube channels which were giving advices this code chef, code forces and all. I know all these things, so I myself went into that track of doing the CP and all. In my first sem itself, I know I need to focus on these things to get into big companies and all. So I was doing this code chef, code forces, and the CSCS problem set, and many other things, the CP things and all. Mostly, but because only I was there was no peer group and all. That was a disadvantage. I used to do only little sums, not that extremely, at a certain level, not that peak level. Daily, I used to limit myself. Okay, I've done more for this day, because there was no peer group who were motivating me. So that was a benefit. That was a disadvantage, and the benefit was that I used to not focus much on academics and only study just before the exams or something like that. So yes, Vaya.
This is a very honest question. How many days before your exams did you study? It's a very prime question from everyone in the first year, the freshers specifically. So how many days did you study before your exams?
In my COVID time, 2 years, 2021 and 2022, till the half, my first, second and third semester, mostly exams was online, so I just used to study before one day. And even in offline exams, I mostly used to study just before one day before the exam.
So yes, you can complete the syllabus, you can cover the syllabus in 2-3 days, and like Harsha said, he completed his syllabus in one single day. So yes, you can do that, everyone can do that. So engineering is meant to be fun, enjoy it and learn new stuffs. So yes, Harsha, now talking about competitive programming, how did competitive programming actually help you in the long run?
Competitive programming is basically we need to solve these questions very quickly. When we are in some competitions and all, the more faster and the more accurate solution, you'll be in the top of the in the ranking. So I think that fastness, to develop solving the problems quicker, that helped me in clearing this online assessments, where I learned this typing and all. I used to follow this Priyansh Agarwal's YouTube channel and all. So that I think that helped me, the fastness, questions and all.
Okay, got it.
Logic,
so
logic into
So it helped you build your logic very quick and fast, and it also helped you solve the problems in a limited amount of time, and also helped you ace your online assessments. So that's the thing in gist. And Harsha, people nowadays, they go on applying to different companies, but they are getting rejections. Even for me, JP Morgan was a hard job to crack because I was not getting interview call even. JP Morgan and Chase and Microsoft are two companies where I didn't get an interview call yet. But it's very, very important to know what was the actual procedure for JP Morgan and Chase. And before attending JP Morgan and Chase, did you sit for other companies, any other company?
No, bhaiya. Like before JP Morgan, like not big companies. Like I attended interviews for like this internship positions and all, the full stack intern, this small companies. But JP Morgan was my first company, like big company where I received this interview call. So I, even that's the case with me, like where I used to apply for hundreds of companies. Mostly I used to get a rejection mail. Very few. After I knew this, like I used to see this, this modifying the resume, building the resume, including these keywords and all. I didn't knew that all those things. So when after this, when I saw your video, like this Amazon keywords video and all, I applied for this Amazon and all. I got this links, like this test. I used to get them at least. But most of the companies like the Salesforce, Google, Microsoft, all these companies, they were rejection emails. Like I was used to it. And one more thing, my motivation for applying is that at least if I apply, I may get the interview calls at least, or at least the test links where it would enhance. Like I would know the real environment, like at least so that I can perform better in the next time. And one more thing, I felt that okay, if you don't apply, you'll definitely don't get it. If you apply, at least you may or may not get it. So that was my motive, and I used to apply for many companies. And there was a period of time where I was desperate to get at least a small internship for at least 5K or 10K. And I kept on applying on Internshala, on this Angel List, LinkedIn, and I joined tons of Telegram groups, LinkedIn groups where they would keep updating on new postings and all, and like WhatsApp groups and all. I used to spend my time like 30 minutes or 45 minutes in the where I felt sleepy. I used to dedicate some amount of time only for applying this question for these companies.
Got it. So Harsha, like you used to apply to a lot of companies, but there's one thing which many people forget to bring to limelight, that is peer groups. So did you have a peer group in later half of your college days, and how did like the interaction with those peer groups help you in the long run?
Yeah, in my second semester, like we were a group of 3 friends. Like from then we have started this data structures and algorithms via like in the every day in the night we used to have discussions in Zoom. Like we used to discuss problems on this dynamic programming and all. Like every day, like it was a daily affair. Like every day we used to at least do a problem. We used to this Laos. This data structure, like this programming, or this dynamic programming, Aditya Avarmas. We every day used to watch a video and explain ourselves, like discuss, like have some like friendly discussions and all. Like we used to solve a problem at least every day, every single day. Like it was continued like for the whole third semester and all. Then we moved to college. Even in my college, we did the same. Like our roommates, like we are 3 of us, and my extended friends. So we always used to have some friendly discussions, like most probably we'll be discussing the questions related to lead code and all, the code forces. We used to give contests together. We used to further like optimize the solutions, discuss and all. I think that peer group, I think everyone must have, and there should be a peer group for everyone, I think.
Exactly. Like if you have peer groups, you get ideas of several people, what they're doing, what new things can be done, how can we improve on a certain thing which is already built, or maybe debug a solution or anything. Like peer group, it's like a team, it's like a complete team. You 3 or you 4 are struggling together to get to that goal, and it becomes easier all together. If you combine your efforts all together, it becomes easier than ever. So yes, peer group is very, very important. So Harsha, now let's talk about the elephant in the room offer from JP Morgan Glasgow. So Harsha, did you sat for any other JP Morgan online assessments or HireVue rounds before sitting for Glasgow location?
Yes, Vaya. I applied for this JP Morgan Singapore's location. I received the test link. I solved both the questions and they asked me to appear for a HireVue round. They were both behavioral questions. They asked me to dress in a formal suit and all. I attended, I gave that round, but received a rejection email. And after that, this JP Morgan, Glasgow, London, and this was a position open. So I applied for that and I got the test link. Then I got this interview.
Okay. So Harsha, how did you apply to these companies, like these international offers, these international locations? What method did you follow?
I saw a post on LinkedIn where someone posted about this that this position is open. So I directly went to the careers page, and the simple process by it, I directly applied on this careers page.
So no referrals, no recommendations, nothing, right?
No.
Okay. So that's how majority of the people get the offer. You, me, other people, all no referrals needed. So that's a live example in front of you. So Harsha, now let's talk about the JP Morgan's entire interview process. So can you tell us in brief about the interview rounds you had and the difficulty of questions, and finally we will go into how much emphasis we need to give on development, how much emphasis we need to give on DSA, and finally the behavioral questions. So can you tell us in brief about the entire process?
Firstly, after applying on the careers page, then within a week, I got a test link via which was on HackerRank platform. There they asked me to solve 2 questions. Mostly that questions were like a medium level, lead code medium level. Because I solved both of them in less than 10 minutes. I think that was a bonus point, which made me move to the next round. In the next was an interview round. There were 2 rounds in the interview, back-to-back interviews with a 15 minutes break in middle, 45 minutes interview. In the first round was a behavioral round where they asked me about the leadership principles. The more emphasis was on the leadership principles. And the second was a technical round. It was a mix of questions data structures questions, computer networks, OOPS, DBMS, this networking, and all the mix of all what we have studied in our college and all. So that is a brief process, only simple process.
Okay. So regarding the CS fundamentals and OOPS, so did they ask any system design questions like the function design questions, OOP design, what you call? Did they ask something like that? Or just basic theoretical questions?
Real life examples, questions was basic, not that easy, not that difficult, but medium questions. A person who would have a basic idea of these things would definitely answer those questions. Not system design questions, basic what is different polymorphism, inheritance.
Okay.
Example, differences, and some tricky questions. And mostly they ask me about my projects also, what I've done, this, that, and all.
So Harsha, did they ask you any maths questions, mathematics, statistics, probability, all those things?
No questions.
Okay. So people have this question that the fintech companies asks you a lot of maths questions, probability, statistics, differentiation, integration, and whatnot. It's not the fact. They might ask, they might not ask, depending on the team you are interviewing for, depending on the situation as well, and depending on the interviewer as well. If he wants to ask you maths question, you won't have the free will to avoid it. Okay, so it totally depends on all these factors. So Harsha, can you tell us what should our audience, our family focus on? Like, what topics should one focus on specifically for JP Morgan and Chase?
Specifically for JP Morgan, I think that it is enough to be like lead code medium level questions and basic idea, at least a medium idea, all the like core topics like computer organization, OOPS, databases, computer networks, and all these things. I think that would be enough, Bhaiya.
And one more thing, Harsha, like I have previously talked in many podcasts that you need to have equal emphasis on development as well as on DSA, as well as on behavioral questions. So how much you think was the process similar in your JP Morgan and Chase Glasgow interview?
Yes, Bhaiya, as you said, both are equally important. I think all three of them are equally important. Like this DSA is, of course, it's very important, and this development you need to at least have you need to know all these developmental things also, at least in one domain or something like that. And behavioral, I think it's also very important because as I asked the recruiters, they told me that both of the rounds have the equal emphasis. Like they were marking some point, like they were noting down some points, like whether he is fit into our organization policies and all. So I think all these three things have an equal importance in this process, recruiting process and all.
Okay. So Harsha, if somebody is very new to the college and he wants to work like you, he wants to get a giant offer like you, that also international and from JP Morgan specifically, how should the person prepare throughout his first and second year so that he can get this offer in the third year?
Like do as many internships as possible, like participate in this hackathons, like get some experiences, because in this behavioral questions, like mostly they ask you about your previous experiences. They grill you on those topics, like what you have done on that, like what if this situation has happened, what is the outcome if you think in that way, this way and all. So I think like don't like just wait that okay I'll do internship in my second year and all. Start like after your first semester. If you finish your front end, go apply for the front end roles and do that internships. Like gain main as many internships you can do, and also get some good experience and keep applying for these roles. Like don't miss, get updates on all these opportunities and apply for them at least. Like you might get the test links or you might advance to the interview stage. It would enhance your interview experiences for the another company and all. You'll gain some experience and have a good pay. That is my advice for you.
Yes, good preparation is very, very important. And Harsha, did you give any mock interviews before your actual interviews for JP Morgan?
No way. Like this was my first interview. Like
Okay.
I know I like like I think the turning point was I was so interactive with both the recruiters, like the interviewers. Like I never paused a moment, or I was continuously interacting with them. Like I was smiling, like I spoke the way like how friends chit chat. I think that was a turning point for me. Like both, I felt like I understood. I knew that they were impressed with my performance and all.
Got it.
Of course, communication skills also play an important role, because the way you communicate with them, like, the eye contact.
Exactly. That's what the HireVue round is for, to pre-evaluate the people. Okay, so the finest of the finest gets into the company at the very end of the day. So you are one of the finest, Harsha. And last advice to our family, our audience, Harsha. Any last advice?
Last advice is, like in this process, like there are a lot of students. Like you'll feel that all my friends are getting internships. Like I'm not getting into that. What I say is, like, there comes a day, like there is a day for you, like you have to wait for that day. Trust the process. Like don't think that I'm working hard but still I'm not getting any opportunities. This is a journey. Like you need to keep on running. Like you don't need to, you cannot stop at a point. Like there is a point, there is a day, there is a chance for you. So just keep on going, like trust the process and eventually achieve your goals. Like that's my advice for you. Like have that hope. Eventually you'll get to that, or sooner, if not today, tomorrow you might get a best chance. that is what I believe all this.
Amazing, Harsha, amazing. Like you are young, you are enthusiastic, and in this very young age, you are doing wonders. And JP Morgan and Chase Glasgow is a very amazing offer. I have some friends, I have some relatives there, and they are doing great there. So I hope you get a PPO and enjoy your ride with JP Morgan and Chase in the coming years. And Harsha, thank you very much for coming on the channel. Thank you so much, and it was great interacting with you. And I will leave your LinkedIn link and all your handles for our audience, for our family to connect. And if you have any questions regarding anything, please let us know in the comments, and you can go and reach out to Harsha. Definitely he will help you out with anything possible. Okay, so thank you very much, Harsha, for coming to the channel, and I wish you all the very best for your future endeavors, and you will keep rocking like you have always done. And so see you guys in the very next video. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy, and bye bye.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Like I couldn't get good score. Like I got just 97.5 percentile and all.
Just 97.5 percentile and all.